Who is that fool that done it? Well, his name is Dell Mack, and he's a hell of a singer. Well, he won't be tomorrow. He's gonna die tonight.
A living legend right here. That he's written songs back when nobody even knew what a song was hardly. Back in the 50s.
Why is it that every one of your songs became #1 hits?
I never did.
I mean, did you choose those songs? Who chose those songs?
Well, it's a kind of a short story and a long story. People just give you words and say make up a song and you do it. You know?
Yeah.
Woke me this morning, oh, about 4:30. First thing I see, your face at my door.
The small town of Crocker, Missouri produces phenomenal talent, such as Jake Simpson, winner of the second season of American Idol TV show. But long before that, there was Delbert Dell Mack McKinnon.
Delbert Mckinnon was born on July 15, 1937, in a cabin on Route 66 to Arthur and Vera McKinnon in Pulaski County, Missouri.
Delbert McKinnon was born into the family business of entertainment, and he was taught the music business from the time he could walk.
Delbert Dell Mack McKinnon.
In person.
2. My fault.
In person. Hello.
Okay. Again, Delbert, you started out in your music business with your dad and your grandpa.
Right.
That would have been, what year were you born?
37.
37, the same year that they made marijuana illegal. Coincidental. But you played on the river boats with your dad and your grandpa?
No, I played at the lake on a riverboat, all right, but not with them. I played some clubs and people's houses with my grandpa and my dad. They used to go to their houses, and play music.
Wow. So you were invited to people's parties, like, or something? Private
Right.
parties?
Right.
Pretty much the way that they do now.
Well, it's all right, you know.
Yeah,
They're making it work.
Yeah. And you made fairly good money at the time, right?
Well, good money at that time wasn't very much money.
Yeah. It was about, what, 30 cents an hour or something like that?
Yeah. If you was lucky, yeah.
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 So
Everybody did a lot of freebies back then.
So if you were making $100 a day or something like that, and everybody else was making 30 cents an hour, you were living pretty high on the hog.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You was at the top of the ladder.
Yeah. You said once that your grandfather, or great grandfather smoked marijuana for pain.
My grandpa.
Okay, was that just wild grown marijuana?
I don't know. I think he probably grew it himself, you know, back in those days. They've been using that stuff a lot longer than people think they have. They always have been using it for medicinal purposes. I can't even say it.
Medicinal purposes.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
the old timers used to always have roots in their pocket of some kind, different roots, medical stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The old timers is that way.
do you think that times are starting to switch back to your good old days now?
Oh yeah.
especially with the opiate deaths.
Everything repeats itself, you know, not exactly the same, but it rolls around again.
Yeah.
I think.
The music giants look for young talent, then and now. So in 1952, Sun Record talent scouts drove to Missouri to see Delbert Mckinnon performing on stage. A young Dell Mack was invited to Memphis to visit with the legendary Sam Phillips.
So at 15 years old, Delbert Mckinnon drove to Memphis in an old car that he bought from performance earnings. No parental supervision. He slept under the bridge crossing the Mississippi River with many other stars, some veterans, hoping for a break. According to Delbert, there were homeless musicians under the bridges in 1952, as there are now, except the fish weren't toxic as they can be in the Mississippi River and its tributaries in 2019. Times have changed. But Dell Mack will still produce music for free to help a new artist needing a break.
This is me, but I'm not what you see, and I'm not a style, I'm not my vanity, 'cause that's just fake here, one day gone by the next day, need to invest in eternity. Don't waste much of my breath, I must say. Somebody else at the town, I seem to shop my own thing down. This used to be painted upon my sleeves, but we all eventually get up on our knees. Yeah, there is no time to live a lie, repenting it seems. Thoughts inside your face.
Alright, dude, this time it was my fault.
Oh shit. Hey,
I forgot to turn the other guitar side on.
And when I turned my head away, was that enough to keep it from peeking out?
That was better, yeah.
Cool.
But
In 2007, a massive oak tree fell on Dell Mack's studio in the late winter ice storm. Roof repairs were made, but as the years progressed, black mold incubated and grew. Delbert remained steadfast in his home on the large acreage in the small town of Crocker and began recording in his living room instead. Dell Mack eventually had to move out in 2019.
Why is it that every one of your songs became #1 hits?
I never did.
I mean, did you choose those songs? Who chose those songs?
Well, it's a kind of a short story and a long story. People just give you words and say make up a song and you do it. You know?
Yeah. Smokey Joe was Elvis's piano teacher?
Yeah. Yeah, he used to go out and show Elvis. Elvis would want to know something about some gospel song always.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, he'd always
So-
run Smokey Joe down.
Uh-huh.
And,
Wow.
And he would go out and whatever it was, you know. I was invited out too. I never did go. I should have. I wished I had have. Now, you know. Now that is.
In this 2018 video in the old home, studio owned by Dell Mack, professional musicians are creating a new song in just one take.
all about it. I know where you've been. You've been messing around with an old boyfriend. I couldn't do it again. Just do it again. I like it like that. Give me some action words, yeah.
That was fun.
Having fun. It's what it's all about. If you ain't having fun, forget about it.
Rick got it all too.
Huh?
Rick got it all.
Oh, did he?
Dell Mack's father gave him sage advice to stay in time and stay in tune. And he and many other artists were set aside when Sun Records found Elvis Presley. Dell Mack went back home, and at 17, he joined the Army in 1954.
The young Army soldier played in a band for the Officers Club on Guam, and he also played in Japan from 1954 to 1957. Delbert Mckinnon received an honorable discharge from the U.S. Army and returned to his music career, getting signed by Goldband Records in 1958.
Oh, I do. One and one is two, two and two make four. We were always so happy, life was never a bore. She'd wake me with a kiss, sometimes give me more. Then a boy came along, 9 months later on, girl came to boy, me, family. Oh. Yeah, the boy grew up, joined the military. Oh, the girl, she got her own family. There's a little time left for you and me. So will you be my wife? All of our lives? She said, I do. Oh, I do.
We need some old time loving, some kissing and some hugging, have a little fun along the way. We fit together like birds of a feather. Come on, honey, let's go outside and play. Go down by the river like we used to do. We can spend the whole day rolling in the hay. A little turtle doving, some moonlight loving. Come on, honey, let's go outside and play. Ain't no mystery of it, Grandma and Grandpa done it. Come on, honey, let's go outside and play. Said, come on, honey, let's go outside and play. Yeah. That's so fresh the paint even dry.
I can smell it
Yeah, it's working on it. It's starting to blossom a little.
That lacquer smell.
Yeah.
Like a melody and a song keeps rolling on. Sounds like fun. Can I tag along? Maybe call you on the phone. Would that be wrong? We walk outside and we gaze up at the sky. See how lucky that we are, and thank our lucky stars. Now we're all friends, howling at that same old moon. And we're lucky 'cause we are, and thank our lucky stars. Thank our lucky stars. Thank our lucky stars.
Really nice.
3 chords on.
Yeah, we practiced that a couple times. It'd be down pat, be ready to record it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Rob Dylan.
Dell Mckinnon.
It's not my given name, but people start calling me that because I cover a lot of Dylan songs. I do a lot of early 60s stuff. And I taught myself how to play the guitar just so I could learn more Dylan songs. And that was all before I ran into Delbert, which I've known Delbert a long time. He's kin to my wife, and I met him a long time ago, but I was never, I never had enough time to spend with music to where I could take advantage of being around Delbert. And I lived in Colorado, so it was kind of hard anyway. But we got together last summer. Sorry to say for my wife's brother's funeral, but we got to talking about things, and I've wanted to write a hit record since I was 8. I can still remember my little AM radio playing those 2-minute songs that we used to listen to on the radio, and it's just always eating away at me. And I started playing the piano when I was 25. I played a little bit of drums and everything before that in school, but I always had this. And then when I met Delbert last summer, it all came rushing forward that I have a living legend right here, that he's written songs back when nobody even knew what a song was hardly, back in the 50s, and times were really changing, and there wasn't the venue to do a lot of things that there is now. but he was right there with the greatest. And to hang with him and to kind of get my dream going, it's been so cool. And I came back last summer and we hung together and played some songs over in Dixon, did a little benefit, and I made some CDs on my little recorder at home, and we sold them of some of the stuff he did back, demos that never really got released, and had a great time, and couldn't wait to come back and see him again. So here I am, going to spend a week with him, and I got some songs that I've written, and I'd like to see if there's anything I could do with them to make them better. And we got some ideas on some new songs that he's got hooks running around his head constantly. They just don't end. He's a little hook machine. If there was a factory, he'd be just with these hooks. And he called me and said, try this bear hugging. Bear hugging, got a whole tub full of good love, and you're just saying it because it's true.
Yeah, he can't wait to get other people started either.
Yeah, and that's Delbert. He shares all this stuff with people around him. He's got a heart that's about as big as this state. When you look at it and you see it off in the distance, you know that's Delbert's heart. When you can see for miles and miles and miles, and you can do that in Missouri.
You made a big head.
Yeah, your heart's a lot bigger than your head.
Quit it.
It might not be as big as it used to be. I don't know. Now, he was a big old boy, too, at the time, so you got to...
I've seen some of his pictures. Yeah, he's a lot bigger than I remember. But, yeah, it just seemed like an opportunity for me. I'm retired now. I've been retired a little over a year, so I have more time for music. And I played the piano for a long time, but I never really did much with it. I just kind of hung on to some theory, and I play scales every day and didn't know what to do with it. But I knew there was a reason why I was doing it. And lately I've had more time to play, so he's given me some ideas, and I've been playing. I've had my own gig for a couple of years in Colorado and did some open mics, and played in nursing homes. I played in federal nursing homes in Florence, Colorado, and Pueblo, Colorado, and hung with some neat people. Had some good times. Got my start that way. But I want to write a hit record. This is what it's all about. I want to write a hit record, and this man right here, we're going to do it together. He's written hits before. What's another one, Delbert? You know. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play with some chords and bang around the piano and get the guitar out. And I have some lyrics that I've written, and we've talked about this for about 6 months, since last September, about getting together and doing all this stuff. And I'm excited about it. I got Dannie here. I just heard Dannie singing, and whew.
Well, Dannie,
my songs ain't that great, but maybe with Dannie singing them, they would be a lot better. I'm sure they would. Than me singing.
Dannie, briefly tell us about your background. Since we just glanced onto you, now we're on to you. Briefly tell us about your background. You're the CEO of DR J Studio LLC, but what else? How did you get your start?
I played music all my life. I got my first guitar when I was 3. They wouldn't let me play it until I was 7, and it pissed me off, and I just took off from there. And after high school, I had a scholarship to Eastman, but I did not accept. Probably should have. But
how old were you when you first started playing on stage?
8.
And where was that?
San Antonio, Texas.
And when was the last time you played on stage?
The last time I played on stage?
Yeah, how old were you then?
I don't know, when was the last time I played on stage? I officially retired in 2010.
Yeah, my math sucks.
But I played a few small places after that for a couple of times.
But you've been playing on stage for decades.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's...
And you said that you've also played with various bands.
Yeah, well, played bass with Jose Feliciano a long time ago.
With whom?
Jose Feliciano.
Wow.
Did some, I was on a gold record from down south with a band called Buster Hyman. 6-piece R&B band. It was kind of fun. Bass playing days.
That's fun too.
Yeah, I got tired of it. I got tired. I can't go to Texas anymore without somebody wanting me to play bass in their band.
So how did you get to know Delbert?
Actually, I went to work with Delbert. Yeah, that took a few months. That was interesting. It was fun. Back in the program, the bass player days. Slight pause.
At one time, did you know George Jones?
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Did you ever play with him?
I was on the same band then, but I wasn't playing.
Okay.
There
And
used to be a little old bar in Iowa, Louisiana. And George played there on Friday and Saturday nights. And I played at the big nightclub across the street. And he's playing for nobody, and I was playing for a big crowd.
let's shift gears. You said you met Janis Joplin once.
Yeah, I sure did.
She was secretary still?
Yeah, in Texas.
In
Port Arthur, Texas.
At all.
I delivered records to about 200-mile radius down there.
To the radio stations?
Yeah. Back in those days, they used to do it. Cars and take some records to the radio stations, you know. They usually try to send a good-looking girl with them too, you know. They always advertise that stuff, you know.
They put Delbert in charge of finding the good-looking girls.
Yeah. Sure, you know.
Okay, you want your sunglasses on or off?
On.
Okay.
I'm a hillbilly, you know.
Yeah. March 31st.
Huh?
It's March 31st, 2019. And this is
Tomorrow's, what day is it?
April 1st.
Yeah, but it's also
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah. But we're not being foolish today.
No.
So, let's see, a couple of things. One, you're getting your studio back together?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep it together, man, you know. Need a studio, you know, for demo and songs that you make up.
And this is for other people that you're going to be helping as well as for yourself and
Well, I always
your
do
band?
that. I always will.
And how much do you think you'd be charging if anybody would want to come by and record with Rockabilly Hall of Fame, Delbert Dell Mack Mckinnon?
I wouldn't be charging much today for sure.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is to get started. And I'm still started.
You heard that Stevie Nicks recently received her rock and roll Hall of Fame, her second award. What's your impression of that?
Well, I think she deserves it. What I think about it, she's a talented person, and I have always known that. They got things about them that you can just tell. The way their energy moves.
Yeah. Steve Hooks recently passed away.
Yes.
And he's one of your oldest and dearest friends.
Yep. Always, since he was in the Army, he's one of the best horn players I could find. He's in the 399th Army Band at Fort Leonard Wood.
Yeah.
And
he was out on Fort Leonard Wood?
yeah, he's in the Army Band.
Called Santa Barbara. It was the #1 soap opera. I did all the music on that.
Oh, really?
I played on the
Family
Seinfeld
Ties.
shows.
The what?
Seinfeld.
You played on not the funky bass, dude. That wasn't.
No,
Oh,
I was
shit.
in the band.
You know what bass I'm talking about?
Yeah. I was in the band. I was in the band that played for the studio audience.
Okay, so we didn't hear it like during the show.
No,
but,
no.
But they
And you
did.
didn't see me.
That's cool, man.
They weren't filming. They take little pauses in the band and we play, you know. We played before and during and then afterwards. And it was real cool. We get to sit there and hang out and go backstage and hang out with all the yeah. I met what's his name? The guy with the funny hair. Kramer, yeah.
Over in Europe. I used to think I really sounded good, you know, when I get drunk and play. Finally, I don't remember what I think it might have been Steve Hook said, I want to show you a movie. He showed me a movie when I was drunk, you know what I mean?
I remember one of those times.
Oh, that's just too funny.
I'll never forget that time at
I'll tell you right now, I thought that made me sick, you know. I didn't think I was that crazy.
So did you quit drinking?
Oh, for his 65th birthday. For his 65th birthday, people kept buying him triple shots of wild turkey, because that's what he used to drink, was wild turkey, right? Yeah. And everybody was buying him these shots of wild turkey. And everybody's up there and everybody's doing little songs for him and everything like that. And finally, Ray Carson called him up there to come sing, and he got up there and Ray said, well, why don't you do this song? He says, nah, I don't want to do that song. And he started talking. And then somebody else would suggest a song. He said, nah, I don't want to do that song. And he started talking. 45 minutes later, he's still talking. And then nobody's played a song. I think we ended up carrying him out of there that day.
I was going to be big, you know.
That's that wild turkey.
Ray Carson, Ray Campbell, he's most famous for, he said there's a singer that had no talent and he chased him off the stage.
Oh yeah, that was Garth Brooks.
Yeah, a young Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
And you suppose that was the moment when Garth Brooks took his career seriously and said, man, I'm going to get good. Ray Campbell said so.
Yeah, he did, man.
I don't know, Ray Campbell.
I remember
Ray was the only person to ever fire me.
I was down there when he ran him off the back of a truck. That's where they were playing at, you know. He was up there and nobody else was up there with him, just the guitar, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he just kind of caught my attention, you know, because he's playing real good chords, man, and singing them. Garth Brooks.
Yeah, yeah. Because when you're good, and you're going to get noticed no matter what.
Well, he wasn't really that good, but what he did was good, you know what I mean? He knew what he was doing, you know.
He was playing chords Ray couldn't follow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's probably what it was.
Well,
Knowing Ray.
No, he couldn't have followed him. No, but Garth Brooks was surprised.
He was using more than 3 or 4 chords.
Yeah.
So.
Played real good rhythm on the guitar anyway, that's what we're trying to say.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys that plays the guitar, but plays good rhythm guitar. You got to have good timing.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there's a lot of them, including me.
Yeah, but Garth Brooks is coming back in his career after he retired for a while.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, we all did things, you know.
And he's probably going to be even better now than he was before with all that experience he's got.
Either that or it's going to relax more.
You can't knock talent.
No. Once you're
well,
good,
you can, but you know, it doesn't do
Do you no good, you know. They've been bad mouthing Jerry Lee Lewis for years, you know, and he finally outlived it.
And well, no, he outdied it.
No, he's still alive.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
He quit though when BB got killed.
Oh, did he?
Cunningham, you know. What was that been, about 2 years ago?
That's been maybe that long or a little longer even.
I think that was, what, 2013 or something?
Yeah, it might have been.
That's when he's the last man standing, Jerry Lee is, out of all of them.
He always said he would be.
Yeah. And D.D. Cunningham was his band leader. He's down there.
Yeah.
Last 16 years. I sure would like to have heard his cut he made.
So basically, he retired because no one was left alive that could keep him from speeding. Rushing, you know, because he'd rush everything.
When you played with him, you know how good he was. There's a few guys around really good enough to go out there for a crowd that he had a reputation for.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they used to get away with it, but they can't do that no more.
Exactly.
You said that you used to compete against the Bond brothers, or just Jimmy?
Who?
No, I got along with Jimmy. I used to compete with them guys, basically, for gigs.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
That's what I mean. I mean, you lived back in the day where, you know, everybody was
we were
kind
all
of equal at the time.
Everybody was in high school still.
Yeah.
You know, we even went to competing high schools. So, I mean,
that was really cool. I mean, back in the day and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think about it at the time, but
yeah.
High school was the Thunderbirds bass player, the original bass player. So that's how I got to meet them.
And you said that you played in multiple bands since then whenever they needed someone to stand in or something?
Oh yeah, I used to remember when nobody was around to play with, and I was doing all the gunslinger stuff, going from one band to another, and doing one night with a band just to fill in because they had somebody missing. I did that for quite a while.
Yep.
Well, a good friend of yours and a good friend of mine, Red Rider, they call him, Norm Mace, played around here for years, and he's about as good a guy at a one-man show that I ever heard, not believe it or not.
Yeah. He was one of the better ones. Jimmy Cotton Jim was the other one.
Oh yeah, Cotton Jim's good. I knew Jim too.
Heck, I was playing right up there in Raleigh one time and had the bass player from Shenandoah come sit in with us.
Yeah.
Them guys are good, man. Boy, they really sing some good harmony, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, cheesecake.
Yep, cheesecake. All right, well, any final thoughts before we call it good on this? I mean,
you like blueberries or strawberries on your cheesecake?
If you got to say something good.
Oh, you got cheesecake?
For final. I mean, if you had to say something.
Woke me this morning, oh, about 4:30. First thing I see, your face at my door. How you been doing? My, you look sad. You know you do. Is it the hurt someone put on you? 'Cause yesterday everything was fine.